Hey everybody, welcome back. It's You Got to Try This podcast with me, Large. It's Ian behind the ones and twos. And then immediately to the right of me is our guest this weekend. It's Chris Klemmer, Mr. Klemmer, if you're nasty. He's the host, the guy who came up with, and the godfather of Rat Race, which is now in its fourth iteration. Sixth iteration.
Well, we just taped five. Five are out.
Yeah, so we're
six
out
is
on
coming out in February.
We're going to have the sixth Rat Race drop. I have the dubious distinction of being the first person ever knocked out of Rat Race on the very first rat race on the very first challenge.
Correct.
Because I was smarter than everyone. I'm so much smarter than everyone. So I said, I'll just bring my car and I'm going to fucking crush this thing because New York doesn't have traffic. It never has, and it hasn't been known for traffic. And I pull up, I think the first, I'm not going to give it. No, I can give it away.
It's all done. Yeah.
So, by the way, so Rat Race, you go onto YouTube, you search it, watch the old ones, and then obviously when the new one comes out in February, we'll pump the shit out of it on this show too, just to remind you because one of our future our guests right now is doing it. So we go down the first clue, and Rat Race, for people who don't know, it's sort of like a treasure hunt where Klemmer gives you clues, then all of a sudden you figure them out, and then you're in different cities, and you have to run to wherever that clue the answer is. So, for example, the first one that we had, he'd said something about like Richard Mull and the hotbed of capitalism. I was like, oh, the Wall Street Bull, because he played bull on Night Court.
There you go.
And nothing could be more intimate to me. I used to eat lunch under the bull's balls. So myself and my partner at the time, Jeff, jumped in the car, got there dead last. Everybody was already sitting there. They were basically waiting for me to do it. So I got out of my car. Klemmer's like, get back in your car. I got back in my car and I drove the fuck off, and that was it. Never to be seen again. But and for people who haven't watched it all the way through, it's physically taxing. There's a lot of people here who sign up for it. And I will tell you,
Ian knows very well.
Everybody who signs up for it from the production end and the talent end, they all have the same thing. And it's not like, I have fun, Klemmer's a great guy. And even though those might be true, they're all like, we were fucking exhausted. Yeah. We were exhausted. So it's
they keep growing and growing. And I'll say this about, we just did one in San Francisco. It's going to come out in February. It is by far the most strenuous one we've done. I'm not going to say anything about it, but I spoke to one of the contestants and he was actually angry with the amount of fucking running that he had to do. Particularly, there isn't a flat surface. It's San Francisco. And it's a bigger city. Like, I mean, as far as like spread out, like we've done some in New Orleans where we kind of kept it more the French Quarter, or other cities we've done. New York, you can kind of rely more on public transportation. But
sure.
With the hills and how big San Francisco is from a square mileage perspective, it was a lot.
Yeah. So Rat Race is his thing. You're also on Pick Central.
Yep.
So you're doing Pick Central every day.
Every day. Yep. Please check that out. And doing bounce around, do other stuff.
But no, let's get to it. And we'll do it a couple of times. And also, so Klemmer, I like to go see movies. Klemmer sees.
Oh yeah, I'm on Project Big Screen too. Check that out too.
Yeah. So Lights, Camera, Barstool. We had Ken Jack in. And by the way, Ken Jack had cooked us a Malaysian dessert. He brought in Malaysian desserts for us when he did it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I probably should have told you. Maybe you should.
I brought no gifts. I brought nothing for anybody.
And so the rebrand of Lights, Camera, Barstool with a whole new crew, not a whole new crew, but a bunch of people added onto it. And just a different perspective they're tacking on is now called Project Big Screen. So on top of the old stalwarts of Jeff D. Lowe and Ken Jack and
Gooch,
it's also Kirk and you.
Yep.
And all the time, correct?
Yes.
It's not like a...
Yep, every week. Yep.
And if you follow Klemmer, this final thing I'm going to say, if you follow Klemmer on social, as soon as he gets out of a movie, he does the most uncomfortable thing ever. He crouches down he essentially becomes an armadillo, and he gives you his thing. And a
little review,
the reason I say that I don't like it is because with my knees, I'd never be able to fucking do that, nor get up.
Yeah, blessed. I've always sat like that. When I was a little kid, like 3 years old, watching Saturday morning cartoons, I would sit like that.
Right. And I can tell you right now, how tall are you?
6'3".
Right. So I'm 6'5". I have terrible knees. You're 6'2"?
Yeah.
Right. So we're all three of us are big guys. It gets more difficult the taller you get. I believe you can still do it. You can do the Klemmer crouch.
Right? I'd say I'm up there with the better Klemmer crouches.
I agree.
Company.
Yeah.
I can pull it off.
But how old are you?
I'm still 24.
All right.
So I'm more than twice his age.
Right. I'm 46. So when you hit like, if you can still do it at 36, I'll be impressed. I bet you could though. I know you, and bet you could.
Yeah.
You be the exception, not the rule.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's the Klemmer Crouch.
Yeah.
I mean, did I just put a name on that, or is that terrible? Okay.
I used to call it getting compact, but I have heard it called the Klemmer Crouch, which is nice.
I didn't come up with that. Fuck.
That's okay. Sure, you did. It hasn't been trademarked yet. So.
Let's stay with movies. So since Project Big Screen and the personal stuff on your social when you're reviewing movies, what do you eat when you're in a movie theater?
That's one. We'll probably get into what a weird eater I am and how it's not great.
It's one of the reasons why I've asked you here.
Yeah.
A couple of people had told me that on top of Marty Mush never being able to burp,
right?
On top of Jenks never eating a piece of cheese.
Yeah.
By the way, KB also can't burp. Everyone has like their little peccadillos and whatnot. They said that you're chock full of them. So I want to get to that, obviously.
Yeah, but my movie eating is, I think, pretty normal. Like popcorn, soda, candy. Like, it's pretty normal.
And it's disgraceful to you for a guy like me who has a couple of dollars in his pocket that I recycle Coke things.
Yeah.
Soda containers.
That's horrible. Don't like sneak stuff in. Don't recycle stuff because that's how movie theaters make their money. Like, they don't make it off the movie. Like, you make it off the concession. So especially if you're going to like a smaller independent theater and doing that, you're really a piece of shit.
Right.
But like, because that's like a mom and pops thing. But like, even for like bigger chains like AMC, like the only way we're going to have movie theaters stick around in this country, because entertainment's way different than it was when we were growing up. Mm-hmm. Like, the only way it's going to stick around is if people go and support local theaters. And that means, even if it's AMC, even if it's a Regal, a bigger one, that does mean still buying those concessions.
I will tell you, I went to a smaller theater last year to see the movie. What was the name of it? It was that 90-year-old woman who had gotten like telemarket scammed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Christ. What is the name of that?
It's like one word.
It's her name.
Mandy
her name is
something like that. But it's not Mandy. I think that was the Nick Cage one. Anyway, so it was one of these things.
I should know that.
My wife and I went to a tiny theater in Hawthorne, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And we'd gone in there, and the person who sold us the tickets then went behind the counter to sell us our popcorn and soda. And the woman had said to us, "What movie are you seeing?" I said, "Oh, we're seeing, this one.
Thelma.
And I'm telling you right now, I highly recommend it. I do.
I heard it's very good. I think Robbie Fox shot into it was really good too.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's one I need to see.
I highly recommend it. And I think Shaft is in it too. Like, there's a whole bunch of people that kind of pop up. So the woman says, I said, "Oh, I'm here to see Thelma." She's like, "The 9:00 show?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, it's 9:20. I was like, it's one of those ones where I didn't care to see the previews. Yeah, right. So we're showing up purposely late.
That's what I do all the time.
She's like, "Well, we're a smaller theater, and all people complain about is coming in and movies not starting till later. We show all our previews before the time listed. So we started at 9:00. I said, "Oh, shit. Know nothing about this movie." So I didn't know if it was one of those ones where you can now, it's like 25 minutes late.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, hold on a sec." Sold me the ticket, dug out my popcorn and my soda. Obviously, it wasn't a chain, so I wouldn't try and screw them over.
Good.
I guess that's where my morals come in. Comes out from behind it, goes up to rejection booth, and restarts it from
from the beginning
for us.
Were anybody else in the theater?
Nobody else in the theater.
That's
so, I mean, but still,
that's very nice.
It's so nice. So, to your point, outside of me being a scumbag, I don't break the law anymore too much. I feel like that's like I get hard doing that for some reason, sneaking in soda cups to AMC's. No, I hear you. It's definitely a sin. But I would say support these local fucking small theaters.
Always, yes.
Because they're dead. The one in Ridgewood just closed.
Tough. I mean, you got
all the marquees are going down.
It helps them. Like, Avatar's coming out. It's come too huge. Zootopia's making big money.
Yeah.
Wicked's done all right. You have these kind of movies, but then the January, February slate is really barren. So like they need to make their money now. There's not a big movie coming out until, you could argue, March, April.
Really?
So like they need to make their money now. So please go to your local theater, especially over Christmas break, whatever. Like go check out movies. Movies are awesome too.
We ran in to see Sisu Part 2. And I had to get into the theaters because it was only in there for a week. That's my problem too. You can't find these movies you want to see because like Wicked's in 7 theaters.
That's the whole other thing is now you have Netflix. That's the issue with Netflix potentially buying Warner Brothers.
Right.
Is that Netflix whole thing is the window. They want the window to be really non-existent. When I say window, I mean exclusivity in theaters.
In theaters.
So right now, when we were kids, it was like
we had to wait a year.
Christ. I mean, it was like you'd say 90, 120 day windows.
Yeah.
In more modern times, like people like Ian, younger guys would probably know like more of a 60-day window. Now it's 45 after COVID.
Really?
Netflix wants it to be like non-existent or closer to 45, like in that realm. Now, every movie's a little different. Every studio kind of negotiates differently.
Yeah.
But something like Sisu 2, which is a smaller movie. The first one made $7 million total, I think, like in domestic. This one made about the same. That's going to that could be in theaters for like 1-2 weeks. Gone.
It was exactly in there for 2 weeks, and I had to go see it on a Thursday night because when the Friday slate was pushing in, that's what got pushed
out. And so usually when you have a movie that has a real studio behind it, you'll get a 2-week guaranteed window. Mm-hmm. So like this movie came out called Ella McKay. It's terrible. It's a horror movie, made no money. That will be in theaters for 2 weeks because a real studio put it out.
Right.
But something with like an independent backer, they might not have that negotiating power. That might only be in theaters for a week.
Right.
Because once the new ones come out, because the theaters don't want to give that second week typically. For something like Avatar, they don't care. But like something like Ella McKay or Thelma, they don't want to give that second week.
Yeah, or Sisu.
They don't want to give the second week. So,
by the way, excellent movies. If you're into just like popcorn, violence, and stuff movies. Like that, it's fun.
I thought, check out Sisu 1. You don't need to watch 1 to see 2, but I think 1 is really fun. And it's like Nazis and gold and like almost like a John Wick type character. Yes. You can't go wrong. And then if you like 1, you're going to like 2.
Yes.
And I like 1, I like 2.
Yeah, exactly. I love them. Like I just wanted that. He can't lose any more blood. And then like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things.
And they're especially the first one was really visually interesting. I didn't think it was as interesting the second, but it was still a good movie. It's still I'd still recommend it.
How do you feel about me sneaking sandwiches in? Is that also
horrible?
Okay.
You need to spend money at the concession stand. It's the only way they stay open.
Okay. Even though the prices are so expensive to go
that's why, because now they gotta people like you are making those prices higher. If people like you spent money at the concession stands, it would be lower.
I do. I always get something at the concession.
I know, but you would buy more there, and then therefore the prices would be lower with the rest of us. Right. I'm
the problem.
You're the problem.
Okay.
But at least you're going to movies, so please keep doing that.
Right. How about I cut it in half? Only do it half. So I'm starting to pull away.
You're just negotiating with yourself at this point.
I am. Yeah. I'm
not gonna absolve you of your sins.
So you're not going to. Okay.
No.
What if I ask you nicely, please?
No.
Let me go off that? No? Okay. Talk to me about some of the shit that you don't eat. I had heard that you won't eat anything that's covered up.
Yeah, so I don't. Okay, so I have a lot of quirks of both food. And I will say it's probably the worst thing about me, like as a person. If there's one thing I could change, it's this.
Break it down for people who don't necessarily know you. So you said that you're 6'2". How much do you weigh?
Well, I'm up to 145 now. When I was hired at Barstool, I was 6'2", 109 pounds.
Wow. Now
that was because I wasn't eating food because I was so stressed out and I was just like really depressed and like really just like I didn't know how I'd fit in here and I was just a mess of anxiety.
Okay.
Trying to sell my house, moving, like the whole thing. I was just a disaster internally. My normal weight up until this year was like 130-ish. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, but that's really where I was. I'm up to. I think I'm up to 140. I was up to 145 now.
Wow.
Which for me it's the first time in my life I've ever been what BMI considers a healthy weight. I've never touched that. And it's because I stopped drinking. Like I really dialed back my drinking.
Okay.
And usually when people do that, they gain weight or they lose weight. That's
how I lost weight.
Yeah. It settled my stomach. I was having just like horrible like diarrhea, and a lot of it I didn't realize was because I was just drinking so much.
What's your drink of choice?
It's hard cider. So I would always have like 2 or 3 hard ciders every night, and it wasn't enough just to get drunk. It's enough to kind of get me to sleep. I have trouble going to sleep at night.
Okay.
I'm like a pretty bad insomniac, so I would just drink a couple of drinks until I got tired enough to go to sleep, and I would just do it every night. But it was really fucking my stomach. I didn't realize it.
Okay.
I quit drinking because I was like, I'm kind of losing control in social situations. I didn't like how that felt, so I really dialed back my drinking, and I had this weird adverse, or this, I guess not so weird, but weird to me. I didn't expect it. Unexpected consequence of gaining weight, which was great.
Which is what you want.
I want desperately.
What about your parents? Are your parents like thin? Did you grow up in a household where like eating wasn't a huge priority? Was it like milquetoast?
My dad was thin. He was 6'2", like 170. It probably at his like peak.
How much do you weigh?
I'm like 195.
And you're 6'3", 195? Yeah. I'm 6'5", I'm 270. So I'm still 2 of you.
Yeah, and my dad was, the only reason my dad was as big as he was because he was a stagehand at Broadway and Radio City Music Hall for years.
Oh, really?
And so he was working with his hands, and he could lift and carry all sorts of stuff. But if he had a job like I had, like if he didn't have a blue collar job, he probably would have been like 150s.
Okay.
Like he was always thin. I've always been thin.
I don't want to get into particulars about. Yeah. Oh, your parents still with us?
My dad passed away in 1994.
Okay.
So he's been gone for over 30 years now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Had cancer.
It's almost bad to say my condolences because it's so.
Oh, it's so long ago now. It's so crazy. Yeah, he's been gone for 30 years now. He had cancer, died at 42. So I'm older than my dad ever was, which is a total mindfuck. And my mom's still alive.
Okay.
So and my mom's doing great.
What is she like in the kitchen? What was she like in the kitchen at her peak?
Not great.
How strong was Mrs. Klemmer's kung fu in the kitchen?
Not great. Adequate, fine-ish, but not. She never. My grandmother was a homemaker, and she would never let anyone really in the kitchen. So my mom never really learned how to cook. She kind of learned from my dad, who only learned because he was a bachelor. It was kind of like a mishmash, and food was just never. Like my dad would appreciate a good restaurant, kind of like I do. Like I'll appreciate like a nice restaurant. But like the day-to-day of eating to me is like so boring. And like I don't like if we had a pill I could take and I could have 2,500 calories or whatever, 3,000 calories in a pill, I would just do that every day.
Really?
I would gladly not have to worry about what to make it for dinner, what to do, all this dinner. I don't get me wrong. Great steak at Luger's, awesome. I get it. But like 98% of what I eat, I'm doing it. It feels the same as like breathing to me.
What is your nationality?
English, Irish.
Okay, so then mom and dad both English, Irish.
And some Italian mixed in.
Okay, but not enough that they were able to have any kind of tradition where it was based around food at all. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you go and you have an Italian grandmother and, you know, like you say that if your grandmother took the reins there, it would seem like it was one of those things where they had a ton of classic Klemmer dishes.
No. That wasn't part of my growing up at all.
Do you cook at home?
So I do the cooking. My wife doesn't really cook. I do the cooking. I wouldn't call myself a great cook at all, but I can make, pasta, I can make chicken, I can make steak, I can make kind of the basics. Right. But like for nice stuff we'll go out, but I can make the basics. She doesn't really make anything at all.
I'm not going to bury the lead. This doesn't come out until the 2nd or something of January, right? As everyone knows, we do sort of film some of these, particularly around the holiday season, try and get them in before the office shuts down. So the results are already out. You and I were teammates in the Olympics.
Yes.
And I thought that it was a very good matchup having you and I on the same team. I agree. Because I think your strengths are my weaknesses and vice versa. And one of the first things that we did out of the gate, like you were correcting me. We were doing the trivia stuff with some of the stuff, right? Like
we were working together.
Little Gronk versus Baby Gronk and all. Yeah. But when we did get in the kitchen, so for people who don't know, go check out the Olympics, even though I just told you who won it.
It was down for a month at this point.
Yeah. So it's these guys. When we were like building furniture at the end, you were integral because you seem like you're a detailed-oriented guy. So you're like, I'm going to put all this shit together that we need to have at once. So if I was like, all right, I need like part C, it was all of a sudden in my hand and kind of like helped out. But when we got to the kitchen part where we had to make a 10-minute breakfast or something, he had said to me, I'm going to be fucking useless.
I don't eat breakfast.
You're like, I don't cook that much and I don't fucking eat breakfast. I was like, that's perfect because it's not too many chefs in the right. And you were like, what do I need? I was like, get me some fucking butter. Boom! All of a sudden, butter's in my hand, and it worked out fucking perfectly. But I can attest, you don't really enjoy cooking. It didn't seem like.
I don't mind. Like, so if it's my own house and there's no rush, and I can kind of like, and I know like my wife will like. It'd be good enough for us and be okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't mind doing it. But like, I just know how good you are in the kitchen, and I know I don't cook breakfast. I don't make breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. So this is so out of my.
Never eat breakfast.
Not really. Like I'll eat a I love New York bagels. So I'll have that, but I'll be eating my bagel at like noon or 1. Like I'm not going to eat it at like 9 or 8 when normal people get up.
An insomniac who doesn't go to what time you normally go to bed?
So on a work day, I'll go to bed between like 2 and 3, and I get up at say 7:38. But on a weekend, like if I'm getting up on like a Saturday or Sunday, I'll go to bed at like 2 or 3, and I'll get up at like 11 ideally.
Okay, but when you get up at 8, then you won't have that bagel until noon.
No, then I'll just have lunch.
Okay.
I'll have the bagel on like
so you're
weekends.
Almost intermittent fasting just because you don't like to eat really breakfast. It
makes my stomach get all crazy. Yeah, so that's the other thing too. And so like kind of go back to like my eating just being so weird. Like my stomach has always been kind of has always had issues with my stomach. It's gotten better the older I get and the less like anxious I get. But like a lot of it was anxiety. Like I would have just crazy anxiety sometimes. Like I remember I lived in New York till I was 9. Then we moved to New Hampshire. So 4th grade summer.
Right.
5th grade, I remember being in the bathroom. I had no enemies at this new school. No one knew who I was. And I was taking a shit in the stall. And I was terrified someone was going to kick in the stall and beat the shit out of me. Okay. Why did I have this fear? I don't know, but I had it for 2 years, and I would just get nervous even thinking about it. I would get stressed out on the bus going to school. I would just always have kind of anxiety mixed in with some sort of like allergy I have with like dairy. So like if I have dairy, it bothered me a little bit when I was a kid, and then the less I ate, the more my body is like not used to it. So now if I have ice cream, I will just shit. Like I will shit while I'm eating it. Like and it'll be disgusting. Like,
wow. Like a lot of shit talk on this food podcast right away.
A lot of it is dialed into that.
Yeah.
So like I have all those weird stuff with the dairy. So I can't have ice cream anymore. And I tried taking the pill.
Oh yeah.
And now I think a lot of it is honestly just mental, where like I take the pill and I still got sick. And I'm like, unbelievable. So I can't really have dairy. I'll get sick. I don't like eating food inside of things. Like a tortellini is my worst nightmare. I don't know why it is. I like to see what I'm eating when I eat it. Now I know some people are crazy where I don't like the foods to touch like on a plate. I'm not like that.
Just so you know, my worst nightmare is being in prison with the guy who finds me kind of cute and he's bigger than me. Like that's my worst nightmare. Just fucking feeling like I just got fucked by a train. Watched Shawshank Redemption last night.
Oh yeah, great movie.
So you're saying that one of your biggest enemies is the tortellini?
No, I wouldn't like compare it to that level, but it's like from a food perspective, like food inside of food, like I don't like how the texture is inside of the food.
Food that is enclosed in a food.
Right. So there's obviously once again. I'm a hypocrite because there's exceptions to this. So like, like pizza rolls, like the little I can have those. Okay. And I think it's because it's always consistent. Like you always know where you're going to get in there. And I've had enough of them where like I know what is inside of it. Like I can have a gusher. I know it's going to have that fruit juice in it.
Yeah, the cum gum.
But like if someone's making like a meal and like go to a restaurant, like I'm not going to have that tortellini because I don't know what's inside of it.
So if I was to take you to Chinese place for soup dumplings.
Nope.
Wontons.
Cut them in half.
Okay.
I'll cut them in half.
Pierogies.
Yeah, I also don't like any of these foods. I don't like these. I don't like them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's always mushy in there. Like everything inside is always mushy.
What about like a burrito though, which is covered?
Cut it in half.
Okay.
And I almost like an open face sandwich. I'll eat sandwiches like that a lot too. So like I was out with I forget why. Maybe it was a dozen or something. Like me, Fights, Will Compton. We all went out for lunch, having a great time, and we had a sandwich, and I like to open up and I like to pick at it. I also like to pick at my food, like rip it apart and eat it that way.
Okay.
And Compton was like blown away. He's like, "What is happening here? Like, I need to like videotape this." I'm like, "This is just another day in the life."
Does that sound like trust issues, like type thing? Like you just don't trust
food?
Yeah, I'm not. We're not. This isn't a couch at all.
We can do it,
but it's just like one of those things where I don't know what's inside that.
It's weird, but then I'll go. Like I have no fear of flying. I have no fear of like other things where like I don't have control. But something with the food is like a thing with me, and I don't know why.
Okay, so I want to go.
And it's not good. I don't wish Meanwhile, my little.
No, you don't seem proud of it.
My little sister. My little sister is 7 years younger than me, and she's not a picky eater at all. So at my dinner table, my dad, who was a blue-collar, tough kid who grew up in New York, he'd see my sister, she'll eat whatever, like like
a regular person.
Like a regular human being. And he sees the older son picking at it. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean,
I also won't eat anything comes from the ocean. So I'm not eating. So then we're in New England, and my dad was so proud. My dad grew up very poor, and he was so proud to come home and bring his family a lobster. It's a big deal to my dad. My dad took a lot of pride in that. And I'm not eating, and I'm making pasta myself, or I'm having my mom make me a sandwich, like a cold cut or something. And my dad's just like, oh, what the fuck?
Really? Tuna fish.
Oh, well, tuna fish repels me on a lot of levels. That might not be a Chris thing. That might not be a thing where it's like, the smell is disgusting. The way it looks is disgusting. Tuna fish is repulsive.
Okay.
And
I don't agree. Like, I'm going to say okay a lot, but
that's you can disagree with me, but like that to me is like, that I can say that and not feel like I'm crazy for saying that. Like that's repulsive.
But it's your preference too. Like, so I'm not going to get on you.
We all can agree tuna fish doesn't maybe smell great or you can understand why someone would say it doesn't smell great.
I could see that.
And it looks weird. That is a normal thing.
The smell of tuna all of a sudden coming out, packed in oil and squeezing
all this like mushy brown.
I could see that maybe the particulate matter would turn people off. Some people, and I don't think it's that weird to say don't eat tuna.
I get it. I know it's popular. So,
egg salad.
Oh, like you're naming the things that like top repulsive.
Now, I didn't prepare for this at all. Like I didn't speak to your wife last night and say, hey, listen, can you give me some things that are trigger things? Is it something? So
you still be talking to her, I think, because there's stuff on the list.
Yeah. But like when I mentioned stuff like sushi, some people be like, oh, sushi is something I do in a roll if they deep fry and cover it in mayo, but I don't like sashimi, like the raw fish. Is that something you could have, like the finest sashimi?
So I love Japanese food. I won't eat sushi because of seafood, but I enjoy when people get sushi because I think that is a good thing for people to eat. Like I enjoy looking at it. It doesn't smell weird, and I think it's a very good thing. So if someone if you order egg salad, I'd be like, fuck.
You probably wouldn't be able to eat.
I'm close enough to know you.
Yeah.
Where I'd be like, Lars, that's fucking gross. I just can't. And I have to like walk away. I'll come back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because we're friends.
Yeah.
Now, if we're on like I used to have a real job. I was a sales guy for 20 years. And I had to take clients out for lunch and stuff. So they would order this food and I'd be like, oh, it's fucking this. Or I was working in New Hampshire. And all the time we'd bring in clients from all over the country. And they'd be like, we want to have a Maine lobster. We were right across from Maine where I was in New Hampshire. I was right on the seacoast. So we bring them to this place, Warren's Lobster House. And I'm like picking at the salad bar and I'm trying to look like, you want to come across as normal as possible in front of a sales. People want to do business with people they like.
Right.
So you don't want to appear, I'll talk sports with you. I'll talk entertainment with you. I want to be likable. I also want to like eat normally because you don't want to think I'm a weirdo, like total weirdo.
Right. But I'm going to stop you right there before you go on. This man is, on top of being more than a film buff, he's a sports encyclopedia.
With baseball, I would say most.
I think that you also have more than a limited knowledge in just about every one of the most popular sports in and around. So it's not like you would sit down to a meal with Chris and say, I'm there with somebody who's a freak until the egg salad comes out, and then I'd start to question my relationship with you. That's kind of fair to say.
I think I can hide it well enough. We're like, we could talk about like, you like the Tigers, huh? Oh, how about that Miguel Cabrera? And then I could drop a couple other nuggets, be like, oh, that's kind of fun. And then then the client, they have a trade that happens to their team. They'll call me and be like, hey, what do you think about this trade? Next thing I know, I'm selling them something.
Right.
That's kind of how, or like a movie. I could talk movies. Or I could even talk a little politics. Like enough to be dangerous and enough to
history. You got that in your bag too.
Yeah.
Like I've spoken history with you.
I can do those things, and people. That's what my clients usually like to talk about.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to come across as a total like Jeffrey Dahmer when they see me like picking apart a sandwich or like I make faces all the time. Like they'll order an egg salad and I can't be like, I have to be like, oh, good order. Yeah. Like, you gotta like, and I gotta smell it and look at it and be repulsed.
Have you ever tried caviar?
No, actually I lied. I have tried it. I tried it because I'm like, I got to try this. It's caviar. I got to try it. Did not like it.
Are you under the impression, or do you live your life without try anything once?
No.
Like, did you have a bad experience with egg salad with tuna, and then you're not going to go back to it? Or are you one of those guys who are like, for some reason that turns me off, so I'm just not going to try it. It's not my wheelhouse.
So like, I love it. Like I try anything once. It all depends on what you're talking about. So like life experiences, absolutely. Like I like to think of myself as like pretty adventurous. Like I like to think of myself as someone that loves to try things and like loves to experience life and get the most out of it. And my dad died so young. That's part of it, where like I want to suck the marrow out of life. Like I don't like going to bed at night because I feel like I'm quitting on the day. You only get so many days. All that stuff's true. Food, complete opposite. Fuck no, I'm not trying. That looks gross. That repulses me. That's hideous. Life's too short. You eat your fucking weird shit. I'm gonna eat my
regular
steak and French
steak
fries.
And potatoes. Yeah,
absolutely right. And I won't even eat mashed potatoes because it's too mushy. Has to be French fries.
Really?
Yes.
What about a baked potato?
Nope.
A roasted potato?
I would have baked potato. Possible. Roast potato it's when it gets all mushy. I don't like when it's mushy.
You don't like anything. You don't like the texture. So you're not an oatmeal guy?
Oatmeal I'll have only because I grew up with it. My mom would make it a lot for breakfast, so I was almost like indoctrinated into it. So oatmeal I will have. It's kind of like the exception to the rule.
I can't wait to ask you the questions at the end of this interview.
Yeah.
I do. I really can't
I saw
wait.
him and I was just like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will tell you, there is a good way for like picky eaters and non-picky eaters alike to kind of still come to the table and have a very good meal. And that's what HelloFresh. This new year, nothing hits like home cooking. HelloFresh brings back the joy of the kitchen with recipes that feel good and taste delicious night after night. So when I order HelloFresh, it'll come to the house. Annie, who's not a great cook, you've met my wife once or twice. Yeah.
Many times.
So this comes in sort of idiot proof. And then, not to imply my wife's an idiot. And then if I come home and I want to cook after being away, doing rat race for a couple of days, it always has the bare basics for for me than to make dishes on my own. It can bring people together with meals that are simple and rewarding on a busy weeknight. Over 100 mouth-watering recipes each week, from seasonal favorites to global dishes. Bigger portions so no one leaves the table hungry. Choose from 35 high-protein weekly recipes, including new Mediterranean and GLP-1 friendly options. Made with wholesome ingredients like sustainably sourced seafood, I apologize, and 100% antibiotic and hormone-free chicken. Go to HelloFresh.com/large10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free Zwilling knife, which is $144.99 value on your third box.
Okay.
So you got to get to your third box. Go to HelloFresh.com/large10FM to get 10 FM free meals plus the free knife on your third box. Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only, and it varies by plan. And that's HelloFresh. We appreciate.
Can I explain why I like HelloFresh?
Go.
So, okay, first off,
Please.
so I've used HelloFresh a number of times. I love it because it gives you a ton of meals to pick from. So I'm a horrible picky eater, as we've heard.
When you fill out the questionnaire.
You fill out the questionnaire.
Yeah.
But then on top of it, then you can substitute some meals out. So like,
Correct.
all right, hey, they're going to give me fish that week. And my wife and I will look and be like, I don't know, I really can't do the fish. And then she's like, all right, well, they offer a second steak option. Boom, pick that. Then it comes to your house. All the ingredients are separate. So if I really don't like a certain ingredient, if you're a normal person, you follow the recipe.
Right.
And the recipes are great. But I follow the recipe and then I'm like, I don't really care for this particular thing. I then can still make the recipe and I'm just leaving that out of it. It's not, I made it, I have control, it comes out the way I like it. HelloFresh is perfect for people who are picky eaters like me. I will stand by that. That's from the heart. That's real life. That's real life.
And I love that. I love that that glowing recommendation of one of our sponsors all the time. But can I call out one of your hypocrisies?
Oh, sure. A million of them for the
Okay. I'm going to call it. I remember with some of the rat races, you make people eat things. Like I remember, we just did an episode with Wallow.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was wonderful. He made prison tuna, which you would have hated.
I would not like that.
But he was like how picky both he and Gilly are with eating.
Yeah.
But I believe, and Gilly doesn't eat any cheese, but I believe you made him eat a cheese stick.
Well,
and they did it for you.
We took the cheese off for his.
Oh, you did? Okay.
He did, but I guess there was a piece that was on it, and it freaked him out. He didn't want to eat it.
And that was the Philly one.
That was the Philly one.
Yeah.
So check that out. It's those guys are great. That Philly one's incredible. We also we had Portillo's as a sponsor, so we had them eat once they got to a certain thing, they had to finish a Portillo's sandwich, fries, and
Italian beef, maybe?
Italian beef, which I enjoy.
You do?
I will eat that.
But you probably would open up maybe with a fork? Is that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm to assume that any sandwich that I give you, you're going to make open face.
For the most part. So I don't like making a mess. I also hate having sticky fingers. So,
Oof, you're a fucking onion.
Yeah,
you have a lot of layers. Holy shit.
So like when I'm eating buffalo wings, like I love buffalo wings, right?
Okay.
I'm cutting them. Like unless I'm like, so I try to get just drumsticks.
Oh, you're a drums guy, not a flat, because they're easier to navigate with a knife and fork.
Or I'll just get napkins and I'll just get them on both sides and then eat them that way. I don't like having the stuff in my hands. I freak out. I also don't like having stuff in my face, like food in my face. Like I get really upset, especially if I'm at work. I'm at home, I'm a little more relaxed. I can tell myself, I can just clean up afterwards.
Sure.
But if I'm like, we're all eating on a stream or something, like I just don't like, even if I'm out in public, if I'm at a restaurant, I don't like having stuff in my face. I never like having stuff in my, like sticky fingers. It really bothers me.
Really?
Yes.
Just and that's across the board. If you're painting or something like that, you just don't like to have any kind of tackness.
Anything. It was like, and so I'm also always been like bad with my hands. I have bad motor skills. So my dad was a master carpenter, brilliant guy, could build anything. Was Radio City Music Hall stagehand, master carpenter at Metropolitan Opera House, worked on Broadway for years.
That's an artist to me. A master carpenter is an artist.
Especially like building sets a certain way has
impressive.
To fit. I mean, he was
crazy.
Brilliant, right?
Yeah.
I can't hammer a nail.
Okay.
And we'd be out in the garage and he'd be working on a car and I'd be reading my books because I always loved to read and I'd be reading my baseball encyclopedia, whatever. And he would just look at me and be like, "Yeah, don't you want to learn how to do this?" I'm like, "No, just pay someone to do it. Like, I'll be fine." And he would get so mad at me. And that's the kind of fights we had just growing up. Like, but like everything goes back to like me and my dad's relationship where his eating and his, because he was not a picky eater at all, and his like look at the world as far as kind of this being this blue collar guy was so different than what I was. And I wasn't trying to rebel or anything. I wanted to like the things he liked, but I just wasn't built that way.
Yeah, you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
And we were similar enough in how we approach the world when we look at things to fight enough about the things we argued that we didn't agree with.
Did you have the same sports sort of
wasn't
affiliations?
A sports fan.
He wasn't a sports fan? Really?
Yep. The only reason I found baseball was I got a pack of baseball cards and I liked the numbers on the back.
Really?
And then like one card left to another, and I'm like, oh my God, this also tells history. This tells the story of America in the 20th century.
Right.
And I fell in love.
It is. It's a time capsule.
Absolutely.
It's the same story with me. My dad, when he came over from Ireland, and my mom, when she came over from Ireland, they didn't follow American sports at all. That's why I'm such a big boxing guy. It's the only thing I could watch when I was kids. And then so I'm going to say we're similar in age. We're not similar in age. So I'm years older than him, nearly a decade older than Chris. But since you're one of these guys who's at least close, I'm going to say in our generation, we used to watch a closed circuit back when it was the Four Kings. So I was going to the movie theater, like the small Chimes movie. Was it the Chimes? Across the street from my house, 2 blocks from my house. And on closed circuit, I got to see Duran and Leonard and Hagler and Hearns.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking tar.
I think Kirk did that too. I think Kirk
is that how he got
some of
into
those
it?
fights too in that way.
And so I'm assuming I'm even closer in age. Is he older than you?
Yeah.
Is he above 50?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 54.
I think you're only a couple years older than him. So,
okay,
that explains
so that's
why.
the exact
and that was
same
before
thing.
me.
Right.
You watched him on like I watched Tyson on pay-per-view as a kid. But that's like the earliest I can remember.
Yeah. So that and again, peaks and valleys with boxing, as you know. So Tyson was, on one of those peaks after that long valley after the Four Kings. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know where boxing is now. I'm hoping that we're sort of on the uptick, but who the fuck knows? Anything else that you don't eat? I just happened to throw out tuna and egg salad because we just did the Cat's Deli thing where we went down there, and I had I'm going to tell you what my order is. So on rye, I do tongue. No, probably for
Probably
you.
not. No.
Pastrami.
So this is one of the things. I'll let you finish your. Let's get back to pastrami.
Tongue, pastrami, chopped liver, and Russian dressing on rye. I have some mustard at the table that I'll put on, but that's a perfect deli sandwich for me.
Okay, so I'm afraid of all of those things. The one thing I want to try, though, because they have a stand at Citi Field, and eventually I go to so many games, you get kind of bored of the ballpark fare.
Sure.
And Citi Field does a great job. The best food in baseball. Like the most options for
it's crazy.
It's incredible,
Pat
right?
LaFrida steak sandwiches.
Incredible.
It's everything. Yeah.
But they do have a pastrami stand there. I've never really had pastrami. Do you think I like salami? I like bacon. I don't mind. I like meats. How would you describe pastrami to somebody who's never had it?
I can tell you have you ever had corned beef? Or is that just the same to you? Because pastrami and corned beef are very similar. They're both done off of beef briskets.
I haven't had corned beef in forever.
Right. So
I had it.
Corned beef is probably a gateway drug to pastrami. So I would say that if I was to take you to the greatest pastrami place in New York City tomorrow, I would just make sure you got it lean. I would make sure lean. I like it fatty, or sometimes they call it moist. I like it cut from the decal, which is the top part of the brisket. So it's going to have a lot more of that fat, a little bit of connective tissue in there. I think that would turn you off. But I think lean pastrami with a knife and fork, because pastrami has a natural oiliness to it that when they give you the free pastrami off the plate, we were just grabbing it like pigeons in the park. So you wouldn't do that. But I think with a knife and fork and a lean pastrami, do you like mustard?
I love mustard.
I think that pastrami might be your thing.
Okay.
I would like to take you for your first pastrami.
I would love that.
Does that be weird to do?
As a known picky eater myself, and you say you like bacon, you like meats.
I like meats. Yeah.
I had pastrami for the first time ever at Katz's, not the first time that we went, but it was my first time. And
I would have fucking killed you if your first time was when you're whatever you are, 20-something years old.
I'm 46.
Yeah, I know, but he's a little bit different. Like as a Jewish
normal.
guy,
I
you
see.
know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like, and
true,
he's been to delis and stuff like that. I've been to many delis.
I mean, it was a while ago. It was when I was like 22.
That's what I'm saying.
Two years ago.
Yes,
2 years ago when I first came to intern at Barstool, I had Katz pastrami. Unbelievable. I'll eat pastrami all day.
Okay,
it is.
That's a good.
It is. It's not like steak, but it's got good chew. It's a good meat. I like it.
I like that. A good chew.
And I'm a picky eater too.
Yep.
You can ask Large.
Yeah, he's a very picky eater.
Yeah.
You DoorDash this. How much did you spend on DoorDash this weekend?
Oh, these kids are doing
it's unbelievable.
It was a football Sunday, and
it's always a fucking football Sunday after September until we get to fucking February. There's no excuse. And then it turns into NBA Sundays. It's NASCAR Sundays for me, fucking 40 weeks out of the year. So on a Sunday, it was cold out. New York City, we got snow. I got about 4 inches up by me. I think you got a little bit less as we got a little more south. What was your DoorDash this week?
I did like 25 wings from Napoli's Pizza in Hoboken.
Okay.
I did
which is walking distance from your apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
That one is.
Okay.
Some pizza from Angelo's because I like the pizza better at Angelo's than Napoli's Pizza. So I got the wings from
Is that
one
in Hoboken too?
It's more closer to Union City. It's a little farther away. I don't think I could get to that one myself.
Okay.
And then I got popcorn and pretzel bites from AMC.
Oh, I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
happy. I am happy.
I'm
picking up my slack.
I'm supporting when I'm not even going to movies.
Picking up my fucking slack. Can you see that we're balancing? I didn't know you did that, by the way. So wait, you got the pretzel? Did you get the Bavarian Legend?
No, they don't offer that.
You get the bites?
Just the normal bites, salted with cheese,
with the little cheese packet that you rip open. It looks like pudding.
I don't touch that though.
I don't do the cheese either. I get mustard and I do it on the pump.
I just put them back in the air fryer, crisp them up a bit, and they're good to go. And then they do the mega bags from AMC. Yes. So if you order,
so some poor bastard on a bike went through fucking Hoboken with a garbage bag because if you're saying the mega thing, isn't it a clear plastic bag that's more long than it is wide? Like
almost carry that thing.
Yeah. So he's Santa Clausing a fucking bag of popcorn, which is the easiest thing in the world to carry to your fucking apartment to watch football.
Oh, yeah, and it was a great day of football.
It's a great day. It was a great day of football.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great day of football, but I think it's a disgraceful day of eating. No, I mean, it's not a disgraceful day of eating, but I think you could do better.
And then I finished it off with steak frites from Martha's in Jersey, or not Martha's, from O'Hara's in Jersey City.
How much did you spend on all this?
It was like I said, it's my cheat day.
It's your cheat day. Okay, well, I mean, God bless you.
Close to, if not more than a little, like $200 or more.
There's two things I don't respect about the current culture.
You could do a whole groceries order.
One of the things is that they don't go anywhere to eat. Like they still eat in the same four walls when you could go and have, by the way, the drums versus flats thing is awesome. Because if I sat down 30 people in this chair and asked them drums versus flats, everybody loves flats. Very few people love drums. But if you're a knife and fork guy with wings, which again, I don't have that problem. I don't mind.
Or even just picking up with the napkins. Even the napkin. I'm the napkin guy.
They have something called trongs. You ever see that? Somebody came up with and made $1 million, and they're little condoms for your fingers.
Oh, I wouldn't like.
And they're connected.
Oh, I don't.
So you're grabbing them and then you slide them right off.
I don't like. Okay. I don't like things. That makes me.
Okay.
I don't like.
I was thinking about buying them for you.
No,
for Christmas.
Thank you. No, thank you.
But so I don't respect that, and I also don't really like the new slop bowl culture that everyone's kind of into. Let's go to Sweet Green and throw everything in the kitchen sink in, or go to Cava or fucking Chipotle. Just throw everything in a bowl so you can't even taste an individual ingredient anymore. It's just, or chopped sandwiches. I don't like eating something that looks like it's already been chewed. It's just not something that turns me on. You take that and you put it on steroids to where you essentially won't have anything mushy, less oatmeal. I thought oatmeal would be one of those ones that would send you over the fucking, but there's an exception. That's what you ate as a kid, then it is.
Yep.
And so you have your little exceptions. So I take you out to an Italian meal. What are you ordering?
I just went out. I went to Patsy's on Friday, on like 56th. I got spaghetti and marinara.
Okay.
Now I will.
What about a veal chop?
What's that?
What about a veal chop? What if it's smothered in sauce and cheese? No
cheese.
Wait, no cheese at all?
I get sick.
Okay, so no cheese on a burger.
No cheese on a burger. I'll have pizza, but then I'll get sick, but I'll still eat it.
Right, and it's marginal. Like you won't do the extra cheese thing and stuff like that. Okay, maybe like an L&B upside down. Like something.
Like what
doesn't L&B Pizzeria? Spumoni Gardens? No. What about desserts like ice cream?
Sorbet.
Okay, you do like the sugar.
It's also a good palate cleanser after you have a good steak.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
How does your wife fucking navigate that? I met your wife. She's a lovely, lovely woman.
Yes.
Obviously, brings more to the table than you.
Oh, yes.
Just about across the board.
Across the board. On every level, actually.
So what, outside of your 13-inch cock, why does she put up with that?
So I ask her, and she says I entertain her.
Oh, is that it? Yeah, you're more of a jester.
I think I'm just like, I'm just this bizarre person that's I don't think I'm boring.
By no means.
So I think like if you're her, you're like, all right, yeah, this guy's weird. But I'm also like, I'll say this: I have some good qualities despite my bad ones. I think I'm pretty reliable. I think I'm very reliable. I always kind of am where I say I'm going to be. I think I'm pretty dependable.
Oh no, you're a good person.
So, but I think that's why she puts up. But you have to have those qualities, or else the other shit is like, why am I dealing with this fucking crazy person?
Yeah, like why am I dedicating my life to a 6'1", 92-pound
no,
guy
not anymore.
who's afraid of cheese? No, but
that's
what it was at the time.
Well, at my worst, I'll say this. I'm the healthy weight here. Everyone likes to make fun of Chris for being skinny.
Absolutely.
I'm one of, this office is pretty healthy, but I say, hey, you go to doctors. I went to doctors 2 months ago. I got physical because I get scared,
No, you're going to live forever.
And the guy's like, you're great. So like everyone should be, as crazy as it is, as much as I look like an alien and I do, no argument here, people should look like aliens, apparently.
Yes. No, and I this isn't an attack on your morality, your work ethic, your health, or anything like that. But just
it's a pain in the ass.
From the surface, it would seem like it would just be difficult. Right? Like it would just be difficult.
But everybody I don't like who's perfect out there though. Like everyone has their shit.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like everyone has their shit, and like my shit definitely. I said it is like I mean this without any joke. It's the worst thing about me.
Mexican restaurant tomorrow. Are we going to a Mexican restaurant?
Oh yeah, I'll go to a Mexican restaurant.
Everything's mushy.
Yeah, I can deal with. The beef is there. Like I get tacos. Like I'm good.
Okay. Indian?
No. Well,
have you tried it?
I have. I can do skewers.
Okay, like kebabs.
That's as far as I can go.
All right, but okay, that's fine with me.
Because I got roped into a couple of them, and I was like, oh no! I started like throwing
Chinese food.
Started throwing a temper tantrum, and I saw the menu. I'm like, all right, I can handle this. Chinese food I can do because I grew up with it, and I can do Chinese food.
So what's something else that you can? And I will get off of this in a second because nothing covered. Right, we've gone over that basically.
I don't like things covered now.
Nothing mushy. So French fries all day, every day, outside of a chip.
Ideally, my favorite side is rice.
Okay.
That's the ideal side. I like that. I'm starting to get older too, where fried food just doesn't sit well. So I'm trying to like not have the fried food, like ideally. Mm-hmm. But if that's all that's offered, I'll have it. But I don't need a ton of it. I'm trying to dial back the fried food.
I can tell you don't need fried food. And even if you're doing like mushy food or solid food, I think the differentiating factor, at least for me, is the seasoning. And I don't know of a better seasoning out there than Tony's Cajun Kick. Tony's Cajun Kick is Tony's Satcheries.
Let's go.
You have it inside your pantry right now, but they just came out with this Cajun Kick where they cut back a little bit on the salt, but they ramp up the garlic and they ramp up the heat. So I just made a porchetta before we do it for Christmas. I dry ran a porchetta for a sandwich of the month, and all I put on it was this. I didn't go around and do like the half teaspoon of this and a teaspoon of black pepper and a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. I find that sometimes if you get a good one of these, it's all you're going to need. So the original Tony's was great, but now that I found Tony's Cajun Kick, it's been a life changer for me. Less salt, more garlic, a clean hit of heat. It's a new blend based in the Tony's tradition, used in place of salt and pepper. Tony's Cajun Kick is a seasoning blend, not necessarily rub or anything like that. And you look for it at your local H-E-B, Rouse's, Associated Grocers, Associated Wholesale Grocers, and I got mine on Amazon. Cajun Kick is currently only available in select stores in Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi. But meet the all-new Tony's Cajun Kick. Turn up the heat, turn up the flavor. Cajun Kick brings bold spice, zesty garlic, and just the right burn to wake up anything on your plate. Shop now at CajunKick.com/Barstool. So we're giving you all these ways to buy this thing, but CajunKick.com/Barstool is probably the way that I'm going to recommend you get it today. How are you with heat? Like, so if you do buffalo wings,
by the way, I love seasonings and I love condiments.
Really?
Yes.
Hot sauces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much heat can you take?
Some.
Okay, but not too big. Do you mind if I give you a gift?
I don't need to. Oh, I can bring this home.
Yeah, if that's okay.
I love this.
Yeah,
so this is going in my pantry.
This is the bigger one that I use.
This is great.
About here. I'm telling you right now. By the way, what's good about Chris is that when you come in and you have a couple ads, we only have the 2 ads today, so I don't talk. Like to all of a sudden have this, I don't know, ancillary fucking discussion on what you just talked about, you're going to put that. Do you eat eggs?
No.
I would save that.
No.
So I'm telling you right now.
I'll tell you what I'm doing this. So I love to make chicken. I make baked chicken. I make drumsticks. And I love doing different seasoning on them. And so like I'm not a great cook. I'm not even a good cook. I'm an okay guy cook. But I'll try different seasonings, try to give like the chicken to have a little different like kick or a little different like taste to it. So I will 100% use this.
You know what I do it for almost exclusively now? Garlic bread. Every time I make garlic bread, I make Cajun kick garlic bread.
That's great.
And that's something you can eat.
I could do that.
You're a bread guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank God, or else I would weigh nothing. Thank God.
Yeah, because that's the only thing. And you said you're pasta and rice guy too.
Yeah. Grains. Yeah, good. Yeah.
I don't know what else we should talk about.
We have a question.
Okay, we usually ask for questions. If you guys are listening to this, watching it, wherever the hell you want, 5-star reviews, like and subscribe. It means a lot to us when you do. And you can leave a question under any 5-star review that you leave, and we'll try to get to it. Go ahead.
I guess this makes sense because we're talking about bread.
Mm-hmm.
This is Gregory Greg again. Shout out. He's wrote in before.
Oh, okay.
Last time it was about niche regional foods from Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. Like Geta and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So
which you would never eat.
I don't know what it is.
Soft breakfast sausage made of pig heart.
I don't like sausage.
Okay. And plus they serve it almost it's got a mushiness to it. You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even say it. Yeah. Grater's ice cream you wouldn't be able to have either because of the thing. I apologize. Go ahead. What's he got this time?
Since then, I've been notified I must relocate to New York City for work.
Oh,
all right.
Outside of New York, sandwich shops slap the moniker bodega to their name to seem chic and give a New York feel, but in reality are operated by talented and aspiring chefs. What I want to know from Large and Ian, what separates a deli/bodega worthy of stepping up to the sandwich counter from a bodega which only serves purpose for snacks and small groceries?
I think I have an answer. I mean, I think so. I mean, so Chris is obviously a New Yorker as well. Ian's a New Yorker as well. Bodegas have really changed. Like, I think the name bodega means like storehouse or warehouse in Spanish. Like, that's what it is. So bodegas typically do have some sort of market feel to them where you can go and grab some groceries. But on top of it, I had seen somebody, I think it's called Subway Stories. If you guys ever look it up, you'll see a guy who had gone on there and he said something that I found to be extremely, it hit home with me. Bodegas have to be owned by Dominicans or Puerto Ricans, and that's it. Okay. And I think a sign of a good bodega is if they have a cat in a window, a live cat, because anyone who lives in New York knows that, you know, once you peel back the surface on this, underneath the surface is nothing but rats. So seeing a cat, and I don't like cats, I'm allergic to them. I don't enjoy the animal at all, but seeing one in and around a bodega is always a good sign for me.
It's a must.
Yeah. Like, and the reason I say it's got to be Puerto Ricans and Dominicans is if you're an Italian and you open up a bodega, it's an Italian deli, or it's it's an Irish deli. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to go to a Russian place. I'm going to go to the Jewish deli. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to go to the Korean fruit guy, even though he sells other stuff, the Korean fruit stand and stuff. Bodegas, Dominicans, and Puerto Ricans. So I would almost insist on that because it adds to, I don't know, it just adds to the whole flavor of it. And you got to have somebody who is pumping out some volume. We used to go to the same place on 2nd Avenue and 3rd Street to get our breakfast sandwiches when I was going to high school. And this guy would just be churning out bacon, egg, and cheese and salt, pepper, ketchup on a roll like you fucking read about. So it's just, I don't know, they do it to the point where they make a very limited menu. They make it fucking perfect. They use like boar's head as opposed to some of the other stuff that you probably don't want to look for. And then a couple of like regional delicacies that the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans behind you will order. And it just makes it seem right. So to his point, if I go in there and I find a guy who's looking for his first Michelin star trying to make me a chopped cheese, I probably turn around and I just fucking leave. That's got to have a more mom and pop, Boricua, Puerto Rican, Dominican. And the reason the Dominicans had come in is Puerto Ricans started selling their bodegas to Dominicans. And then when Dominicans may have sold it to like the Yemeni like type people, then it changed that around too. So you can go to one of those delis. They always have like a hookah pipe in the window and stuff. To me, that's not a bodega. No dig. I go to all of them. Like I'll go to all of them. But for a bodega, you have to insist on going to a place that's owned by Puerto Ricans or Dominicans. And I like when I see a live cat kind of walking around.
Live cat and good meats.
That's
the key. And back in the day, not anymore. Good newspaper selection. That's old times.
Like, right? The first one should be El Diario La Prensa, the Puerto Rican paper, the Spanish paper in New York City, and then the Post.
But I need a Daily News.
The Post and the Daily News, and then arguably maybe the Times and the Journal.
Yep.
But otherwise, the Post, the Daily News has got to be out there.
The Daily
maybe
News has to be
Newsday.
staring me right in the face.
Right,
and I need that cat. I need a good beverage selection, like good sodas, and I need really good meats. That's my checklist.
Yeah, that's moving, right? You can't have that one fucking gigantic hunk of fucking ham that they peel off the tinfoil on almost, you know? So, I mean, there's certain like things that you guys are going to want to, and you have to be able to do a little bit of shopping there. Like you have to go in a pinch and be able to grab a half a gallon of milk and a box of cereal.
Towels
paper towels or something. But certainly you can't go in there and get everything you need for a Christmas meal. So
no.
I think that's it. I mean, you seem to agree with me with this. Anything I missed with it? No, right?
No, and I know people are often confused with bodega. Think more like almost like convenience store if you're not from New York at all. You never heard of the word bodega, but with some cultural extras.
Yeah. And a flat top, right? I mean, so they always have a flat top going in the back to make your eggs and your burgers and your shit like that. So that's what I always kind of ramp it up with the bodegas, because you can also get ones that are just markets. Sometimes they're in some dicey neighborhoods where you got to pay behind a bulletproof glass, put your money in, goes around and it comes back out with the black and milds.
Or the little draw tray.
You know, it's unbelievable because certain things trigger good memories. So when this guy asked me what I think of a good bodega, I can't help but think back to all the great sandwiches and whatnot I've had at bodegas. But when Chris mentions the newspaper thing at the front of everything, right underneath the counter where you're going up to pay to grab a newspaper on the way out, it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, I know that I'm fighting the tide here, trying to make it more old school, but it's crazy going 40 some odd years just seeing one of those every goddamn day.
Or buying one. I mean, it was my lifeblood. It's how you connected to the world for so long.
I went to my parents yesterday. I read the Daily News for the first time in
it's horrible
ages.
now, though. It sucks.
It's awful.
It's like a brochure.
There's nothing in it.
Terrible.
And you know what? One of the things I realized I missed too? The movie section. Remember, it used to show the UA at Sheepshead Bay, 11:30. Showing Rocky.
Yeah. I mean, you had everything. I mean, for me as a baseball kid who really loved the intricacies, like the transaction page, the standings, the pitching matchups. Like, I mean, I would live in a newspaper. Like, every morning I would get one. Well until my 30s, and then the quality fell off. But
what's your biggest vice right now? Did you say you gave? So are you totally done boozing? If we go out, will you enjoy a cider at the holiday party, perhaps?
Yeah, I'll have a couple.
Okay.
I haven't had more than 3 in a night since January, and I very rarely had more than 2. And I would say I don't have any alcohol in the home, so they're only socially and usually 2.
Okay. So what is your vice? Are you do you do the nicotine pouches?
No.
Are you a vape guy? You a cigar guy?
I enjoy a cigar once in a while, like 2 a year.
Okay.
But like if you were like, oh, let's have a cigar, I'd be like, yo, let's go. Like,
okay.
I would like.
So if we have a cigar at the holiday party, you'd be like, yeah, I'm DTF.
Totally down.
Okay.
But like I don't know if I have any vices like that. I'm sure I stay up too late probably. I don't know, that's a vice. I don't know. I mean, I'm also like, I don't want to say like too old for vices, but like at our age, like either the vice has killed you or it's not really that much of a vice.
Right.
Like,
okay.
Either it's ruined your life or it wasn't that bad to begin with.
Right. No,
that's kind of where I am.
It makes sense. I'm gonna go to the questions if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Are you ready? So what is your go-to fast food order? I usually ask this drunk or sober, but since we're both kind of on that sober path right now, what's the go-to fast food order for you?
So I worked at McDonald's from 1996 until 1999. I graduated high school in 97, took a couple years off just to like figure shit out. Mm-hmm. My dad had died a couple years earlier, and I was just like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go. So I just like literally just like lived at home and just like worked at McDonald's. It's pathetic life, but that's just what I was able to do at that time. And so I'm always going to kind of lean McDonald's when it comes to these fast food orders. My favorite thing in the world, it's disgusting. I know, like, I understand it's not really ribs and you can say what you want about it. McRib.
That's your thing.
McRib. I mean, all day.
Really?
All day.
Open face?
Oh, no. McRib as the texture, and I trust it enough. And with the pickles and onions there, I know exactly what I'm getting. I like all those things. Like, I will have that. If the McRib was like a regular menu item, I know it's specialty all the time, I would have McRib like at least like once, twice a month, every single month.
Really?
Like, I'd have 25 McRibs a year every year.
And I'm getting back to the trust issues, and you're not on my couch, but since you spent time working at McDonald's, you know what's inside of it. So maybe that's why you don't have to take the fucking top off, right? You're just
you might be right.
comfortable with it?
Like, I'm very comfortable in McDonald's, and because I've been around, and a lot of how they make the food hasn't changed a ton. So, look, there's some kind of, I won't eat mayonnaise. There's some things I won't eat, but I could just say no mayonnaise.
Okay.
Now I might check before I get,
So you're a no mayonnaise guy?
No mayonnaise. Mayonnaise disgusts me.
But otherwise, condiments you're pretty good with.
Yeah, most of them I'm pretty good. Oh yeah. Ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, the fun seasonings like this. I'm pretty open to
just
a lot
no
of
mayonnaise.
A certain dressing, like Italian dressing.
Okay.
I like. I don't like ranch. I don't like white.
Wait a sec. So when you do your wings, you go raw dog with the wings, with the hot sauce, no blue cheese,
blue cheese,
or ranch?
No ranch. No thanks.
You are a fucking onion. All right, so go to, just so you know, as long as we're sharing, I'm a filet of fish guy. I'm assuming that turns you off big time because you hate fish and you hate things that are squishy.
Correct. But if you told me, you put a gun in my head and said, you have to eat a fish right now, like one of my 3 or 4 options would probably be a filet of fish.
Oh, okay.
Because
brother.
All right, I know what it is. I've made them before too. It helps. I wouldn't want the tartar sauce. I'd ask no tartar if you had this gun in my head.
I love tartar.
Because that kind of freaks me out.
Sure.
But if you said I gotta have this, I'd be like, all right, let's go.
Okay. What's your go-to? Okay, so I ask people, how do you take your eggs?
Oh, eggs disgust me. I think eggs are just, now if I had to have an egg, you're like, once again, gun in my head, scrambled, I guess. And tons
done scrambled.
Tons of bacon bits. Well done. I have ketchup. I'm doing everything I can to mask everything. But the idea of like an egg is so gross to me.
Like, especially how everybody likes that money shot with the yolk going down. Oh. I mean, I had a soft-boiled egg today with a piece of toast, so I'm being hypocritical here saying that I don't like it. I fucking love it. I love eggs anyway. Like,
people love eggs. Eggs gross me.
Okay, and then an omelet wouldn't work for you either because there's always that pocket. It's almost like an egg tortellini.
It's like a gusher, but egg. It's so gross. And all you get is egg. Oh, egg is so gross.
By the way, whenever you're talking about any kind of stuffed food, the way that you kind of compare it to whether or not it's kind of a tortellini or a gusher, it's absolutely fucking
and gusher is the positive too.
So we already kind of touched on pizza, but is pizza, if you go light on the cheese, are there toppings you order on pizza?
Oh yeah. I'll have pepperoni. I have like onions. I'll have garlic. I'll have. I don't like when it's like like barbecue or like Buffalo Pizza has like changes out the sauce for the barbecue sauce. That freaks me out. I don't like that. But I think that's a normal reaction. I don't think that's makes me a crazy person.
Yeah.
But
you're more of a traditionalist.
I don't like anchovies, but I think most people don't like anchovies. Mm-hmm. I think when it comes to pizza, I think I'm pretty normal.
Okay. So then I think if you're going out the boys, Pizza Parlor is probably your best bet.
A steakhouse, probably.
Yeah, a steakhouse.
I want a good meal at this point.
Yeah. How do you take your steak?
So, I used to say medium rare. I think they're changing stuff in that kitchen, and medium rare has become rare, and medium has become medium rare. This isn't true across the board, but I'm finding things are changing. So I might even lean medium right now, but I say that with the idea that I'm getting a medium rare back. What I consider medium rare.
Do you mind if I give you I think as you get older, you're going to better steakhouses. And I think the more expensive a steak is, the less they cook it.
I think you're right.
So I find that medium rare in Wolfgang's is a lot different than medium rare in, what was the place I went to the other day? I thought it was good, fast casual.
Texas Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
No.
I didn't shit on Texas Roadhouse. I just want you to say, out of the 3.
I will say I've been going to good steakhouses now for 15 years since I turned like say 30.
Right.
So and I feel I've noticed a change.
Okay.
Even a good place.
It's getting less and less cooked.
Yeah.
What's your favorite beverage, hot or cold?
So I don't drink hot drinks.
Okay.
No hot drinks.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Do you drink? Do you eat soup?
I'll have soup.
You'll have soup every now and again.
Yeah, I like chicken noodle.
Right, but you would never have
tomato
a chowder
and rice.
because
tomato and rice. Never have a chowder. Ugh, gross.
Okay.
I'll have beef stew, and I make it chili. No beans.
You don't eat beans.
Don't eat beans
because it's mushy.
Mushy on the inside.
And they're inside. They're hidden and
kind of
mushy.
like, you know what I mean? Like you have that shell and you have that thing.
No, I know.
So I won't have beans in my chili, but I do make a good chili. So I'll have that, but I do not drink a hot drink. I don't drink hot drinks.
Okay.
I only drink cold
not even a cocoa if you're at like your center doing a little ice skating bullshit?
No hot drinks.
No hot drinks.
I'll have a fine Pepsi.
Okay. So you're a soda guy.
Yeah.
How many sodas do you have a day?
Probably 4.
That might be your vice.
Probably. if that's a vice, then yes.
Because I'm saying because I don't think you could live without it, maybe?
Couldn't live without it.
Okay.
Need the caffeine to get up in the morning and then just like the taste. And there's so few things in this world that I enjoy from a food perspective that, yes, I need.
Right. Okay. So soda number one with the bullet. I like that. What's the Tim Duncan of foods for you? Not flashy, doesn't get the top billing, but it always delivers big time, just like our guy, Tim Duncan. There's something that's just taken
I think pasta. My pasta is pretty down the middle. Like I'll have tomato sauce and like noodles, right? Like
okay.
pretty normal. But the thing about pasta, and when I was young, like just out of college, like it was right after 9/11, no one was hiring. It was like I see pasta or hot dogs both fit this and fit my story. I couldn't afford anything. I was broke. Like I didn't have any money. I was doing temp jobs. I'd work temp job 1 week, not work the next 2 weeks. Like I was really trying to get by. And, I had a resume, I guess, but I didn't have much experience on it. And everyone said I needed experience, but how do I get experience? No one hires me. You fall into that. Yeah. Being in your early mid 20s is really hard. And I don't think enough people talk about how challenging that is. It's a really tough time because like it's hard to get work. And it's hard to make money.
Trying to prepare my son for it now. He's graduating college in May.
It's fucking hard.
He's fucked.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And all I could afford were two things that I could afford regularly every time I went were bar S hot dogs. It was the cheapest hot dogs. Back then it was 79 cents and you would get 8. I think now you can get it's like $2 to get it. It's still the cheapest one. I just checked the other day. I'm like, what does bar S cost? It's bar S or bar 5. I could never tell because it's twirly line.
I've never even seen it.
It's the official hot dog of the Diamondbacks, which is crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, it's the cheapest hot dog you can find. Any supermarket, I guarantee you go, cheapest one is this bar S or bar 5, whatever the hell it's called. And then I could always afford pasta, right? It was like back then when it was like 79 cents and you get a box of pasta, and a box of pasta will last you, say 3 or 4 meals. And that's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Like that's enough to get me through this week where maybe I haven't worked in a couple weeks, or maybe I had one temp job on a Wednesday. I haven't worked now in 8 days and I'm dying. I'm sending my resume out. I'm hustling, not getting any. That saved me, those pasta. And I still eat pasta and still have hot dogs today. So it must be pretty good.
But when they were a struggle meal, right?
Yeah,
Can we call them that?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They absolutely were.
You didn't, I'm not putting words in your mouth.
Yeah.
You didn't do pasta and hot dogs together, did you?
No, sometimes I did.
Do hot dog pasta?
No, I would. I would.
Like what sauce would a young, kind of employed Chris Klemmer put? What kind of sauce would he put on his pasta? Because I'm an asshole. I'll dissolve some anchovies, which I know you don't like. Even if I'm not going to go with a red sauce, like I have to put something and build a sauce for it. What would you eat your pasta with? What's that underrated pasta? Just pasta marinara?
Are you kidding me? I get the
butter.
I get the store brand ragu because I probably couldn't afford ragu.
Jar, okay.
So I get a jar of that. And instead of putting on thick, I would just do thin. And then I would get a hot dog, cook it, and I would cut it into little bites. And I spread it out and top it with that. I've done that before.
Understood. And that was Tim Duncan for you. You walked away every time saying, and honestly, I didn't pay too much. I'm filled and I have enough for tomorrow night's dinner.
And 20 years later, I'm not tired of it. I still have a hot dog every baseball. Every time I go to a new stadium, I get a hot dog. That's a rule. Mm-hmm. And I still have hot dogs in my pantry right now. And I still have pasta in my pantry right now. And I have both regularly.
All right, we'll take it as a double answer. Pasta and
Absolutely.
Hot dogs. I don't mind it. What's the most overrated food or drink that you're convinced people don't like, but they just kind of eat because it's cool? Because one part of that question is, what do you wish you enjoyed but simply cannot stomach? Or what's one thing you refuse to try? It's all like a little blanket thing of stuff that you don't like that other people do.
I wish I could appreciate seafood because I think that would be something that would make my life a lot easier. And it's also something that I think like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish that would be something that I kind of like wish.
Okay.
As far as like what do people pretend to like, I don't know because I'm so far out of like what other people consider like food reality. I feel like how I interpret food is so different than how other people interpret food. So like, who am I to say they're lying? But like, I like tuna. Like I know it's incredibly popular. People get it everywhere. I can't believe people like that.
Just can't get your mind around it.
It smells so foul.
Because it's so offensive to you.
And it looks so gross.
It's actually a perfect answer.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
I doesn't, and I understand it's been around forever. Tuna melt.
People you respect eat it.
Everyone eats it. I get it. It's I mean, like I said, this is definitely not like a society. Sometimes I'll get mad at things like, I'll get mad about stuff like, why isn't it like this? Or why isn't it
me too.
my way? Food, this is 1,000% on me. This is entirely my
you're shouldering
issue.
all this.
This is me. And so but tuna disgusts me.
And by the way, I don't know if you can tell, but I eat everything.
Yeah.
Like when you say who eats anchovies, like I love anchovies.
No, I know. Yeah.
No. And so I'm not going to the mat for anything because I kind of respect when people are just opinionated about food. Not you, right? Like I just think like sometimes you hold yourself back, but you have an aversion.
I hold myself back.
You have
too,
a physical and a mental aversion to a lot of these things.
I do, but I also do hold myself back where now it's just like I won't do it. And it's like, all right, like I tried guacamole for the first time like 10 years ago. And I was like kind of like forced into it. And I'm like, it wasn't my favorite thing in the world. No, but I kind of liked it. And like, all right, like I missed out on whatever, say 10 years of eating guacamole because I just like, oh, it's green, it looks weird. Oh, I'll have some green things.
That's
like,
the perfect question to ask you. I don't have it in my thing because I've never interviewed anybody like you.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of those things like if you tried something and you were like, what the fuck was I thinking? I could have been having guacamole at every meal. Not that there was a life-changing event for you.
Or like pastrami, like, okay, so like take last year. Let's say we all go and have pastrami someday. Three of us should go and do that. I'd love to do that. And I end up, say I like it. Let's say I really like it. Now, last year, I could have gone to that pastrami stand at Citi Field a bunch of times, and instead, I missed out on that.
Yeah.
So, no, exactly. I will have those moments, like say, like where I find a new food, say, once or twice a year, and I'm like, oh, man, I didn't have this.
Yeah. I have another question where it's like, what meal would you think what would you be embarrassed for people to know you eat regularly?
Yeah, I saw that. So this would be like, so I make like weird snacks at home. So I'll have Cheez-Its. I'm not really embarrassed, but like it's like
I know, but it's like one of those things where it's like not your finest hour.
Cheez-Its and like dip it into Italian dressing, like Italian salad dressing.
That does qualify,
and it like it's kind of weird. It's like it's kind of like oily and weird. And like the other thing I like to do is if I make baked chicken and like I use like salt, garlic salt, and I use like seasoning. After it's done, there's like little pockets of fat. I'll dip my finger into the fat and I'll eat it. And I'll scrape the pan. And that tastes good.
Scrape in the pan after fucking baking chicken.
Yeah.
And then when you go to plate the chicken,
oh no, I do like
comes
at
off
night.
on.
So now I'm talking like the pan.
You go back around.
So like
understood.
So I make the chicken say at like 8 o'clock at night for dinner. Right. And my wife's in bed. It's like 1 a.m. I'm still awake. Doing laundry or watching a movie or whatever. I'm like, hey, you know what? Usually I do dishes like at like 2 or 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm gonna have that tray of chicken. Scrape the pan a little bit, and then I do the dishes.
Right, I'm not judging. Yeah, I think it's fine.
I like salt. You know what I mean? I like
salt. Big salt. Yeah, the salt is what gives a big pop for me too, as well.
Yeah.
What meal? Oh, excuse me. What meal do you wish you can get back? Maybe from your childhood. Maybe it's served at a restaurant that no longer exists. What do you wish you can get back?
So I don't know if this answers your question now, but I have to say it. It's this thing called doodads. So it's like
I remember doodads.
It's like Chex Mix.
Yes,
but it was Chex Mix before Chex Mix.
Yeah. Okay.
And they ceased to exist somewhere in the mid 90s. I love doodads. Doodads were so good. I would love to get doodads, but they haven't existed in like 25 years.
Discontinued snack mix.
Isn't it
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It's a Chex Mix type thing.
Yeah. Remember how great doodads were?
Yeah.
Doodads were awesome.
And Nabisco was the ones who made it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not a meal I know, but like when I read that question, I got to say doodads.
If you could recommend one restaurant to me, anywhere in the world.
To you or to a regular person?
To me. Now, when you say regular person versus me, where is my irregularity? Because we have spoke about your irregularities a lot through it. Where do you think it would be where I'm irregular? Do I try too much or do I?
No. Only because you know good restaurants.
Oh, okay. So it might be intimidating. It'd be like me sending you to a fucking.
No, I know. Yeah. No, like, okay. So like, let's say I have my friends visiting me from New Hampshire. They don't know New York City. So I always take them to Luger's.
Perfect.
Right? It's a unique experience. It's awesome. There's nothing really like it. And I know people say it's fallen off. I think it actually has rebounded a little bit. I
agree.
I still go like 5-6 times a year. I love it. It's one of my favorite places in the world. I love Peter Luger's. I bring him to Luger's. Plus, it's just great with the guys. Perfect. Right. I wouldn't tell you to go there because you know about Luger's. So it's like for you, it's hard.
I think that if you were to say that, like if now knowing who you are.
Yeah.
Culinarily,
right?
Like peeling back the onion type thing. And after just winning the Olympics with you, I think that if we were to go out to eat, I don't think there's a better place for us to go to Luger's. So I think that's the answer to your question.
And we'd have a great time.
I think so. Even though I've been there, I don't go that many times a year. I haven't been in just under a year to Luger's, so I probably go once or twice a year.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to go back. You know what I mean? It's and I'm not one of those guys who thinks that the quality went down and it is what it is. I go to Luger's for what I think Luger's is, and it delivers every time.
It delivers. Now, I remember we were supposed to do that, like a college visit, back in like September, October, and you had a conflict, you couldn't do it.
Yes,
I am going. I was decided to go with you because I'm like, all right, we're supposed to go to Tucson. I'm like, Large and I we'll find a really nice place to eat dinner.
Yeah, where were we supposed to go? What's
Tucson.
Tucson, that's right.
And like, all right, like we'll go and we'll have a great time because we will. And that's a dinner I'll get excited. And this is why my wife puts up with me. I'll still get excited to go to nice restaurants. My wife loves nice restaurants. So like, if it's like a decent place, like I'm like, all right, let's go.
Oh, that's good then. Yeah.
So that's how.
But I will tell you now. Like I asked the question, if you could recommend one restaurant anywhere in the world to me, what would it be? After listening to this episode or, having this episode with you, I'd be excited to find a restaurant that I would want to take you to. Like I wouldn't take you any seafood restaurant. Obviously, when we're in Tucson together, like I would have a better idea because I don't even mind ordering for the table. I don't think that's something that you should be doing because there's so many things.
Me?
Yes.
I can't order for the table. No, one time we went to like a place and Francis ordered for the table.
Me?
And like most of the stuff he ordered we ended up kind of ordering the whole menu so I was able to pick and choose. But like I get that. Like when I was younger, that would give me anxiety. The worst anxiety I would have is you go to somebody's house. Like sleepover.
Because you have to.
You have to eat whatever they're serving. Yeah. You don't want to appear rude.
Right.
I don't like anything.
Right.
Like I remember I would eat a lot of food. Like if I knew I was going to my friend's house, I would just like have my mom make me a quick meal before I went over.
Right.
But then I would like pick out, be like, I just ate, which wasn't a lie.
Yeah.
Or I just go to bed hungry. I would lie and say I just ate and like not eat.
Final question. What's your death row meal? I don't know. What is he getting put to death for? What is he doing?
Is it
probably another rage killing, or it's not a white collar crime? I don't think.
Probably a cruel and unusual punishment for the rat race.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you know what?
Right.
Yeah,
torture.
I think somebody. Yeah, exactly. I'm doing a rat race in Crete with you, and he runs me into the fucking ground. And before I die, I'm going to be like, it was him. And then you go, and then you're getting put to death. What's your death row meal?
Here's what I tell my wife every year for my birthday. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go have a nice steak dinner. Let's go. And she's like, sounds great.
So what am I bringing into? What am I bringing in? What am I wheeling into your cell? I'm going porterhouse medium.
Yep.
Okay. Going with porterhouse medium.
Rice.
Some sort of pilaf. Do you mind if it has something more than just white rice?
Okay, I don't mind that. A little pilaf. You know what I make at home?
Please.
Rice and
I was about to say. Because that gives you your salt. Gives you a little like that chicken stock back.
It has to be crispy though. Like I can have like white.
Ooh, and I think socarat, like that crispness.
Yeah, I think the rice-a-roni has to be like white rice. I can have whatever. It doesn't matter. Or like the rice pilaf, I could even have it be kind of like that slimy. But if it comes to like rice-a-roni, I think it's best crispy. Same with stuffing. I'll have stuffing.
That's what I was about to say.
But it has to be crispy.
And
I'll make stuffing. It's the only side I really like.
All right, so I'm wheeling in now a porterhouse. Yeah. I'm wheeling in some sort of pilaf.
Yes.
What else are we going to have on this plate? It's the last meal.
Honestly, man, if I would tell you this, I would be like, listen, can we make a trade? Instead of this food shit, can I just watch a baseball game?
Oh, right. Okay.
Because like food is food. I just look at food like oxygen. Like no one makes a big deal like your last oxygen. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just is like I do it because I have to do it or else. Like I don't, other than like a great meal or like a good, I enjoy the camaraderie. Like me and you go to dinner. I'm excited to like hang out with you and like we'll talk, have a great conversation. We can, shit talk people we work with. It's great. I'm excited to do. If we have a great meal on top of it, great. But like the meal, when I say, whenever we go to Chicago, whatever, I'm always like, let's go do dinner. Let's do dinner.
Yeah.
It's not because the dinner. It's because I like hanging out with the boys.
Of course, yeah. Eat to live, not live to eat. But like
the steak stuff, like a steak that's good. But like I'm much more excited going to a ball game.
Okay. I'm going to wrap up right now. Chris Klemmer fundamentally is the worst person to have on a food podcast.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but fundamentally is. But the fact that you're conversational about it makes for a very good interview for a food podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was taking applicants for it and you filled out certain things, I would be like, there's no fucking way I want to be in a room with this guy for an hour and 15 minutes talking about food that he doesn't eat. But I think it's infinitely interesting why you don't eat it. And I think that your transparency is very fucking refreshing. I appreciate it.
It's been my entire life. And at some point, like you got to be honest with who you are, I think, in life.
But it should have been the bar exam for me interviewing you for an hour on food, and I thought it was quite delightful, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I know.
Because if you were to take me on a fucking baseball podcast, I would bring nothing to the fucking table. No, but as long as you were
excited by the topic, I think you can have a conversation with anybody. But the thing is, if someone's gonna be defensive about it, like maybe when I was in my early 20s, I wouldn't have been as open about it because I would have been more
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, it's embarrassed about it. I mean, at some point you kind of are what you are, and I am what I am. Like I'm almost 50. I am what I am. I've also had this food issue since I was 3 years old.
Right.
So like, it's not new. It's not going away. I do my best to kind of like live with it and like, you know, be as normal as possible as opposed to being a complete psycho. And hopefully people listening to this though, like I know this, like when you watch those shows on like A&E, like those psychos, you're like, oh, at least I'm not that guy. They can listen to this and be like, oh, at least I'm not this guy. This guy's a fucking lunatic when it comes to food.
Right.
This is
I appreciate your transparency. Listen, if you want to talk food, stay here with me. If you want to talk about picking games, Pick Central is on every day and Chris Klemmer is on it.
Absolutely.
If you want to talk more of like a game showish type thing that's, I don't know, treasure hunt, I think is probably one of the better ways to put it.
It's a great way to look at a city. I mean, it's amazing race, but boil down to one city and you know, we love it.
There's history involved, right? I mean, he always kind of throws in a bunch. So I think there's a bunch of stuff for people to kind of digest and enjoy because that reality TV type feel to it, I think you pull it off very well.
Oh, we have a great editor, great director. Dello and Boost do an incredible job. And then Esther finds these spots. And the access we have now, like we got the Superdome for New Orleans. Like that one. Awesome. That was like crazy. And like
that's awesome.
When the one we did, the whole thing was outside because we weren't allowed anywhere.
Yeah. Again,
now the access,
the first one out.
The access we have into these things is incredible. It makes
never ask me back to Rat Race. You know, it'll kill me. And
I don't think you'll be back. And unless you like, I could see bringing you back. And so we have Vibs. Vibs does every show now. Oh, he's like he does all of. We have we have like rat traps, which are like challenges within the race. We never had that for years.
Yes.
So and Vibs is like one of the producers of the show now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Not you. We left you behind.
Yeah, exactly. Fatty, get in your car and get the fuck out of here. So Rat Race, Pick Central, and then also Lights Camera Barstool, which is now Project
Big Screen.
Project Big Screen, which drops every week. And then on social, if you just want kind of a regular guys with I'd say a regular guy with an elevated palette for film, I would follow him on social just to see how he feels about a movie before he goes see it.
Yeah,
there's only so many trusted voices you can get.
I try to be like
Jeff D-Lo's an asshole.
Jeff and I agree more than I thought. Although we had a big disagreement with Jay Kelly. That was one we had a big disagreement.
Oh, what did you think of it?
I did not like it.
Okay,
and he liked it a lot.
And that was one of those ones that was in the movie theaters for a week.
Well, that was in
Netflix.
Almost
checked the box.
Well, they did do that so they could be considered for awards like Oscars. You have to have your movie in the theaters to qualify for an Oscar.
Right. Okay.
So Netflix will kind of game the system by having it out and like, oh, I'll put it in 7 cities for a week.
Yeah.
And technically it was there. It's like, well, it's not the intention of the rule.
Because I got mixed reviews on it too. Some people recommended, some people didn't. And I went to go, all right, I'll go see it. And I want to see it in a theater. It doesn't need to be seen in a theater, but everything is better in a theater for me.
Everything's better in a theater.
Season 2 you need to see in a fucking theater.
Everything's better in a theater. We're talking about an audience like you know, Sisu 2 is fun in the theater because also people are excited. It's exciting and things are happening. You hear the audience reaction, your reaction. Everything's better in the theater.
Plus, you got the free soda you smuggled.
No, that's not. There it is. I don't like that part. Now you're making me upset.
Klemmer, I appreciate you coming in. This is Chris Klemmer. This is You Gotta Try This. Thank you to the sponsors, HelloFresh and Tony's Cajun Kick. And we'll see you guys next week. Me and Ian will see you next week on You Gotta Try This.